Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is the Wandering Party. We have returned. For us in this recording session, as I will continue to point out, this is the second half of the session for the episode you heard on Monday. So
Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday?
One day he will learn.
Right, and yes, Tuesday. Sorry, my knowledge of the release schedule is kind of bad. I DM and Claire does all the intellectual, academic, admin stuff. Podcast listeners, you can't see, but for the party, I'm gesturing at Claire, and my hand can be seen in her camera, so you can see I'm gesturing just the right way. So to summarize the position of the party currently in, we are still in initiative order, as Alice has just finished her turn, and we have an elf who is in battered armor, who's apparently been rather severely injured, possibly to the brink of possible extinguishing of his life forces. But he is the one that's currently maintaining a banishment spell against the demon lord of the Knolls, Yignu. Fun times. There is currently one relatively big bad nearby who has just been fucking up some elves on a barricade and has just turned because he was shot twice and has now seen Easy Blood and Zanzyk. Fun times. So the army of gnolls that has been swarming around appears to be rapidly diminishing in number. Apparently, with the death of the demon lord, a number of these gnolls just ceased to be able to function, almost like some of them were animated by bad demon juju. That is the technical term. I definitely didn't just blank on the word magic. Nope. Yeah, for the party. Yeah, bad juju. Bad juju did the thing. So, this means we begin our episode today, as one of my players coughs themselves and laughs themselves to death, with the drow, Zanzyk, who is stood between two barricades, about 10 feet away from this injured elf, who is trying desperately to drag himself towards Zanzyk. And the big, angry demon dog is looking straight at you, Zanzyk.
And the slowed?
No, the slowed one died.
Oh, the slowed one died?
Yeah, he was obliterated by Azantys.
Oh, thank God.
This is the one that's taken several arrows to the torso and looks very pissed off. The one I'm referring to is the one that chased Alice to the barricade that's the last barricade. Zanzyk is holding an elf basically around the middle, holding it aloft as this elf is trying to just stab its arm. All the archers on the wall are fumbling as they're trying to draw their swords. You are in fungal form.
I am. I will go
you have mushroom to play with.
Said elf.
Mm-hmm.
Who is crawling on the floor.
Yes.
I offer my arm for him to pull himself up on.
The elf looks at his legs and his ruined arm. He's using his one good limb to pull himself along the floor. There is a reason he didn't stand up.
Mm-hmm. I look back at the big guy who's looking my way.
It's still looking at you, and it's now his eyes drift down to the very injured elf, and the elf you just hear, "Oh, fuck."
I'm going to plant myself in front of said elf.
You just hear a gurgle, "Thank you."
Bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to catch Naughty Boy in a 10-foot square?
Without catching anyone else?
Yes.
He's currently holding an elf.
I know.
And is on a barricade with other elves.
Yeah, I don't really want to kill him. Okay, then I will... I can't do that. It's touch. I will shout very loudly and very fungally venom me type nonsense, attracting his attention.
It's looking at you and you just screech at it.
Yeah.
You screeched it in fungal form. Perfect.
And I will hold my action for it to come to me.
Guys, the fungus man screeched. It sounds weird.
I presume if there are other gnolls in the area that could potentially attack the elf.
A lot of them died when their demon lord was banished off the plane of existence, like they were just magically being maintained. It's almost like they were starving because they hadn't run across any civilians recently, and it was just the pure, like, malignant influence of this horrible creature that was keeping them sustained.
Then I will plant myself 5 feet away from the elf so that it can't be in melee with me and the elf at the time, and it has to come past me.
Okay.
I have a question.
Hello, question.
What does a screeching mushroom sound like?
I was going to leave that entirely up for all of your imaginations, because I imagine it sounds like something like, when you're walking through a tunnel, you get that really horrible feeling of stagnant air, and there's such that noise that just echoes in the background a little bit.
Oh, you mean kind of like how phasmophobia sounds just in general?
Yeah, kind of.
But okay, cool.
It's like that noise, like concentrated.
I can't do it without blowing out.
Yeah, that sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Okay, good to know.
Creatures of the Underdark might recognize this noise, but people of the surface are like, what the sin? Somewhere someone's like, sound of home.
That is my turn, as I hold my action.
Fair. Retsam. You were just dissed by the tiny dwarf. Told you to get off your fat dwarven ass. Just still sat down.
Right, I'm gonna stand up and look. The next puppy boy. How far away is he?
He's on the other barricade, mate.
Which is what, 40 feet?
Yep. The one you had your moonbeam on has died, and you'd note there are several arrows around you where other gnolls that have come up have they have arrows through them now.
Right. I want to do 2 things after getting to my feet.
Mm-hmm.
I want to move my moonbeam towards the second big boy.
Mm-hmm. How far does the moonbeam
60
move?
foot.
Okay, it floats over, narrowly avoiding cooking the elf that the gnoll is holding.
And then I want to move towards the rusty elf fellow.
Okay, how many? You have 30 feet movement? 25 feet?
I have 30 feet.
You can make it to him. You can,
including the getting up.
No, then you can't reach him. If you move to get up, it's half your movement, so you have 15, so you can get off the barricade. You can see Zanzyk has basically planted himself between the big gnoll and this guy.
Yeah. So that's it is action to move my moonbeam.
Mm-hmm. And half your movement to stand up.
And
so
half my movement to stand up, so that is everything.
Okay.
When the moonbeam gets to the guy, is that trigger the attack or?
I mean, it's his. Is it when he first enters it?
When he first enters it, and if he starts his turn in it, I believe is the rule for Moonbeam.
So technically,
when a creature
yes.
enters the spell's area for the first time or starts its turn there.
So yes, it will be affected by it twice in the next 3 seconds. So, should I roll it again, silent? Because it'll take that damage. It'll probably take the second lot of damage you roll as well.
Rightio.
It makes a very uncomfortable noise. It seems like he did not enjoy that. It will, however, just as it goes to move away, it'll just drop the elf in your moonbeam.
Oh, bugger.
The elf makes a very very, very pained sound as you note that the elf starts cooking as it tries to scramble desperately away.
Sorry.
The moon, it burns us. This creature just vaults down off the barricade, having dropped the elf in the moonbeam like a bastard. And
oh, fuck.
It starts walking forward. Zanzyk, it will trigger your held actions. It walks straight up to you.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to stab it, please.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's this one.
A double nat 20. Well, fuck my life. Okay.
That's what Zanzyk is to that.
You're going to have to do the maths on that.
That's 29.
Cool. It just walks up to you. You just stab it right in the gut, and it makes it as it leans forward, and you see that the green glow emanates from its wound as you continue to poison. As your poison damage takes further effect in its body, it makes a very angry noise. It raises its flail.
Really? Does it need to?
Yes, it really does.
Fair.
17?
Yep.
Cool. Be glad it missed with that one. Be glad it missed with that one by 1. It didn't miss with that one, though.
No, it does.
Okay. It hits you with the last of the 3 flail attacks. Deals 6 bludgeoning damage and 24 psychic damage.
Okay. What's 30?
Yeah, so 30 damage altogether. But you know why that's okay for Zanzyk? Because he's in fungal form, so he's just got low temporary hit points. He became the tank, guys. Yay!
He didn't really hurt. They're not real hit points.
You just
He's
watch
doing his
mushrooms
job.
scream as they die and fall off him.
You just see kind of strands come back and then go back
Just-
together.
yeah.
I shriek.
That's its turn. So Celeste.
Okay, so where is that thing relative to me?
It's close enough you don't want to walk any closer to it, but you're out of its melee range.
Okay, well, I got one of these that I can cast upon it.
Okay. Let's see how this works for it, shall we?
DC 15.
Do you want
This
the good
is-
news or the bad news?
Good news?
Good news is it failed.
Okay. Not bad news. Don't tell me it.
It didn't pass. No, kidding. Your spell worked. That's the bad news.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Because it's a parrot mode.
That's what happens when you ignore the wizard. I should not have said that. All right. She's
Slowly
gonna
the head
move.
turns as you sass it. Excuse you.
And as his head slowly turns, you see Celeste slowly back away.
Maybe I shouldn't back chat the big thing when I'm close enough that even on half movement it can get to me and hit me once.
She can probably hear the sass from Westy.
One day he's going
Yeah,
to hear you say that and he's going to make you regret it.
So that was an action. As I'll use my full. No, I'll use 15 feet to back away.
Mhm.
And I will bonus to put my echo as I think it'll still be 5 feet away from it, but
Mhm.
up next to it.
There is a pop. An echo appears, conveniently flanking for Zanzyk.
I'm an advantage.
It just like the echo just appears, it just starts wiggling like it has its scimitar right, like, yeah, let's go.
And I'll be turn.
I forgot to run my zombie up because we've not got him internal.
He doesn't reach.
Well, he can double move.
The zombie charges forward as we missed him. He surges forward, this undead creature. He runs clean into the bigger knoll and just stops, like with his face plastered against the side of this bigger knoll.
Works for me.
It couldn't stop. It double moved. It just slapped. Oh, the
It
fact that
has
I
one
waited
job.
till Beth started drinking to start that was glorious.
It has one job.
It has one job, and it succeeded. It has 2 hit points. It just impacted the side of a knoll, like slap. Wonder if we can say 2 points of shame damage.
No.
Oh. Can the undead feel shame?
No.
Oh.
No, that's why he doesn't take the damage.
Immune to giving a shit. Death, how you learn to not give a fuck.
Working in HR.
Oof, that hits me right here. Oh,
So true.
Are you saying Ross is a zombie?
I feel like it some days.
I know you
I
do.
mean, I'm not,
Sorry, whoa.
not saying
Let's get it
that.
too real, guys. Let's stop it there. Right.
I mean,
Too
I've
real.
seen him on a Friday evening, so
Let's not go there. The cold, dead look in my eyes on a Friday. There's Friday afternoon is the most alive I feel. Hashtag dead inside. Cool. So at the end of this whole turn order, we have the other party are going to start doing things because they are here Alice, you don't see where the shots come from your point of view, but you just see 4 arrows hit the side of this thing's head as it just like thwack, 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 thwack. And it just takes 2 steps sideways, and then it just flops as this gnoll is just shamelessly assassinated in the middle of this fight that you guys are having. So from your point of view, Alice, you just see like arrow.
She just got kill stolen by likely the head of her guild.
But you just see it as from your point of view, Alice. You're already in the shot. You're concentrating on the target. You just see an arrow hit it from 90 degrees from you. In those seconds, you have time to perceive this because you're watching. The first arrow hits, is then split by the second arrow, which in turn is then split by the third, and the fourth just takes the fletching off the top of it as it falls sideways. And you're like, "Fuck!"
I will get that good one day.
And it just hits the ground. And you guys, as you have a moment, you're looking around. It's quiet in your part of the city. There's just dead gnolls around. And a pained wheezing of an elf.
Trying to hold concentration.
Yeah, who's like, gotta concentrate, son of a bitch. Actually, you guys are no longer internal, though.
I'm gonna jump off the barricade, run up to him, and I have a level 6 spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
That is all going into Cure Wounds.
I was thinking about that, and then I was worried about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me find my thing. Oh dear. I'm gonna cast this, and then I'm gonna mute out.
You guys see.
Hello.
I had to I muted Courtney because she forgot to, and then she unmuted herself because she realized she forgot to mute. Perfect. You guys see. Wait, if I put her headset back on because I'm not going to describe this 3 times in a row. So you guys see the Azantys storm over and basically slap her hands onto this guy carefully, and just put a huge cure wound straight into this guy's side. And you still hear the wet intake of breath, and you hear the shudder of pain. He's like, just gonna concentrate. As you see, like, his legs start to realign because of the magic. He's like, not the ribs, not the ribs, not the ribs, not the ribs. Like, through the pain, like, as he's speaking, like, you just see blood coming out of his mouth. He's like, this sucks. Like, you hear the snap of his leg realigning, and he's like, no more of that for now. Please wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
He's like, please hold with your sending, because this sucks. And he's just like lying there, and suddenly you're joined by the rather dour, like, pale elf who slides to a step next to you guys, and he's like, right, okay. You know, you really shouldn't get beaten up like this.
I dropped my form.
Mm-hmm.
Alice will start making her way back towards the group.
The armored elf plods over, pulling, like, she essentially wipes her great sword on the corpse of the huge gnoll as it just smears it with black blood. She walks over and goes, you fucking maintain that concentration, you piece of shit. We did not suffer this much for you to drop your concentration now, you fucking pansy. He just looks up at her and just, like, flips her the bird with his good arm.
I look very confused at her.
What? He's a soldier in my army. Fuck off, am I letting him, like, you showing him his soft side now? No, he has a job to do.
You see?
So, your boss?
I'm gonna look to Zanzyk and be like, I'm not gonna argue with that. Fuck.
She literally shifts and shoves the greatsword through a flagstone to lean on it. She's entirely not bothered by the suffering of her subordinate. He's like, I left active duty to teach.
I'm still just looking between the two of them.
She's like, so you went soft, you bitch. And there's a moment where, like, just Alice, like, you join them, Alice? Do you stay?
Yeah,
yeah.
I will make my way over towards them.
I imagine as Celeste will give her echo a high five as it disappears as she walks over.
As you go to give it a high five, it pulls back at the last second, puts its thumb on its nose, and like blah, blah, as it disappears.
Oh, bitch! Oh wait, no, that's calling me a bitch. Fuck.
And Alice, as you arrive, there's sort of a moment as you just hear what sounds like a bow, like bottom of a bow hitting the ground next to you. As there is just stood next to you is a figure completely in black. As she moves, it's like almost like there's an Arthur image left, like in the shadow. It's a bit peculiar to watch. It's like it's difficult to watch or to look at this person.
I kind of notice and nod and internally scream and fangirl, and she looks totally calm and cool and collected. Inside, she's screaming and squeaking.
Roll me a deception check.
There is no point, is there?
I mean, there's a point for everyone else. Does anyone want to insight Alice as this person appears seemingly out of nowhere?
So I'm actually going to go off my passive perception because I'm focused on, one, the very injured elf in front of me, plus the other one who just walked over and is like, walk it off, bitch. So that's kind of distracting me.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I fail.
Give a shit.
Yeah. Alice looks completely composed. It's fine.
Zanzyk would be more interested in kind of waiting to heal the paladin. He's probably fetched out his big healer's kit from his bag of holding.
Mm-hmm. The paladin just goes, and 3, 2. He stops talking. He just does it with his good hand. He's like, he stops at the 1, thinks about it for a second, just stops and just lifts his arm right up and just gives everyone the thumbs up. And he's just like, oh.
I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna suck.
I'll be honest, not as much as the fucking curse is sucking right now.
Do I have it? I actually have it. No.
He's just lying there, like you guys can see the chest plate where it's dented into his ribs is now going black.
You know, if he passes out, I can heal him better.
The female armored elf just looks at you and goes, really? He's like, no, don't, please. She walks up to him with the gauntleted fist and just decks him square in the forehead.
There was no need for that.
His head snaps back, his eyes roll up.
Right. Oh. Okay. Let's
like,
get on that.
Oh, I've been waiting to do that since he handed his notice. Fuck it now.
Right.
You said you could hit it better. It's medically better for me to be unconscious.
No.
Debatable. So that will be another cure wounds at level 4, but circle of mortality.
Mm-hmm. So you cast this heal. You know, as soon as it hits the part, like the energy reaches out to the part of the arm that turns black. It like that corruption just immediately extends almost twice as far as it previously was, and the elf immediately, as eyes go snap open, and he just screams straight in your face.
Okay, I didn't expect that. What's happening?
That is a curse. I cannot deal with that. We need someone who,
like
you need someone like Miss Storm.
His head tilts sideways. You see that black going up through his neck towards his head.
Do we have anybody who can do that in the general vicinity?
There is only one cleric. 2 clerics that I know would be able to deal with this.
And where are they?
One is in Bike and the other is in Primal. However, the one in Biken has a handy husband who likes to teleport places.
You guys hear a bark and then a second bark.
Is it a bark I recognize?
No. As essentially traipsing towards you are 3 large hounds. Almost black, like midnight black fur. And you see in them, they have like different, like one has a set of glowing red eyes, one has a set of glowing blue eyes, and one has a set of glowing green eyes. And they are stalking towards the paladin.
I presume somewhere in Nave Storm's box of magical tricks that there is something that I think would slow any sort of poison curse.
You can roll me a medicine check to see if you can identify something that put together that might achieve that aim.
You sure you don't want nature?
I'm sure I don't want nature because you're not doing in medicine.
That is an 18. I mean, I've been studying a lot.
Yeah, you don't have anything that will stop a curse.
I'm not stop, but slow.
No, this isn't a magical curse. It doesn't give a shit about your natural ingredients.
I don't. We need Miststorm.
These 3 dogs continue to slowly prowl forward.
Back. Bad dogs. Back.
What are those?
Like the pale elf looks at them and goes, interesting.
Bearing in mind we have a portal to hell and we saw certain types of dogs that left that portal.
They did not look like hellhounds,
Okay.
to answer your question.
Cool.
Arcana?
If you'd like to.
Actually, I'm just gonna look to the pale elf who spoke and be like, is this good or bad?
And nature would also work, Beth, though it'd be a different DC. The pale elf sort of looks at you, looks up at the figure next to Alice, whose head is tilted to look at them. That entirely depends on your definition. A voice emanates from the cowl that the archer is wearing.
On a 28, do I have a clue?
So the Arcana and the Nature rolls, you both know these creatures are not native to this plane of existence.
Sorry, you said there was an elf walking up.
No.
With Alice.
Yeah, that appeared next to Alice.
Yes. Do I recognize the voice? There.
Retsam and Zanzyk can both throw me history checks as you hear the voice.
14.
What you gonna do when they come for you?
30.
You both do recognize the voice.
I recognize that voice.
This
You used
is
to
the
run
head of your guild.
You used to
Would
run the
Alice have put this two and two
Alice,
together?
you know that she was here. She meets all the criteria.
Yeah.
She looks at you and says, yes. Yes, I run the guild. Congratulations. You were told I was in the area. And my brother is currently near enough a corpse on the floor in front of us. So excuse me if I don't have the time or the inclination towards pleasantries at the moment.
That's fine. High level cleric. Where do we find one?
You don't. Do you know how many there are in the world at the moment?
At least 2.
4. None of them are within immediate reach. And the presence of the dogs is, well, not necessarily the best omen, but not necessarily the worst omen either. You aren't aware of what they are?
They're not from this plane, I can tell you that.
No, they're from a place that was once known and may still be known as the Shadowfell.
That sounds familiar.
I figured it out. I have no idea if Alice would have.
They are probably here to either save him or drag him to a very angry goddess.
Are we taking bets?
Well, at this point, given the goddess may well heal him in exchange for something or other, or she'll be feeling merciful today, I don't really know which. Regardless, I can't save him, we can't save him. So, I'm afraid, brother, you're going to have to hedge your bets. He just looks like, you know, the look you get on your face when someone, it's that no shit Sherlock look, where someone's just saying such the obvious while you're in pain, you just want them to go off, fuck off and die. Yeah, that's the look. It's the look of true hatred you can only give your sibling when you're in a lot of pain and they point at the bloody obvious. At this point, he's just looking at you guys. He can't talk, like the black has spread across his jaw, and he's just looking at you going, as the dogs keep just stepping further forward. They reach within 5 feet of him if you guys aren't going to stop them.
I guess Zanzyk is probably still now next to him. I don't think Zanzyk would have moved. I don't think he'd necessarily interfere because he's been told there's nothing they can do, but I don't think he'd move off.
Yeah, Celeste is definitely stepping away.
I don't think Azantys would have either. She probably isn't on the ground next to him anymore, but has not walked away.
So these dogs reach up to him, and they are like large hounds. They're not small dogs. One literally leans down and takes like one shoulder plate in its jaw. The other does the same with the other side. And one of them just stays to watch all of you as they start dragging him towards, ironically, behind Zanzyk.
Oh.
And they pull them round Zanzyk. And we're like, yeah, they'll just reappear on the other side. They don't.
There's a shadow.
They just pull him through the shadow and they're gone.
Oh my god.
The last dog just looks at you, looks up at the head of your guild, yips at her, wags his tail, walks over to the pale elf, and literally just headbutts him before it runs off into someone's shadow.
I actually liked your brother.
I'm just going to assume that all of this right here that we just witnessed is above my pay grade and not ask questions.
Another voice goes, quite so.
Right.
None of you recognize that voice.
Okay.
S turns to the new voice.
This is going to be a day.
I wish to become acquainted with the new voice.
As you turn, a figure just pulls up out of the shadow that's just appeared in between two flagstones.
Who is this? I don't say that out loud.
I do.
I would like to say this is my strangest day.
But I'm sure Celeste's face is kind of giving away of who
The
this.
figure, as they just sort of appear out of the ground, is just wiping what looks to be a curved, like short, like long dagger of some description, just on his forearm, and it's dripping with what you assume is Knoll blood.
I would like to say this is been one of my stranger days, but
You talk with Goddard on the regular. I highly doubt this is your strangest day.
I mean, it's up there.
I'm just looking back and forth between this new person and Zanzyk. Like, what the fuck?
Such irreverence. Just like wiping the blade. This figure is like entirely in black, has a cowl that, based on the description, like looking up between him and the head of the guild, there is discernible similarity between their types of armor that's a little bit off-putting. Hello.
I wait.
Oh, you're not going to talk at me. I was hoping you'd do the talking and I could just say yes or no repeatedly and keep this wonderful edgy mystique going for a little longer.
I think it's working pretty
Sorry to
well.
disappoint.
It normally terrifies the shit out of most people.
Who are you?
Success!
To put it into a term for you, I am death.
I hate to
Right.
inform you,
Well,
Retsam and Zanzyk both bad.
one of them.
One of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, which death are you then?
I'm the one that hunts those who seek to avoid death.
Oh boy.
Quite.
I whistle quietly.
So then what's your actual, like, what's your name then?
Is that really appropriate? Celeste?
It is not often one gives out one's true name simply because names have power.
Oh, no. You don't have to give a true name. Just give us a name.
I have.
Well,
Death.
That
there's
is a little
other-
emo, don't
there's
you think?
other deaths, though.
Yes,
This is a
but you
very
haven't met
specific
them
death.
yet. But you haven't yet met them yet, so the title of death will suffice for the time being.
Oh, good. I love an emo day.
What about Merciless?
No.
No. Okay. All right, I'll shut up before I get smited.
Literally not here to smite anyone. If anything, I'm here to help you, but you know, he shrugs, whatever. If you don't want my help. It's not like I've thrown a dagger at you all before.
I think we're all
Alice
happy
is-
for a bit of help.
Just being very quiet, looking between the two figures.
I can tell you that the young Master Dawnhollow, who revered at the Hounds, will live to see Aeson. Just. And that one of you will be having a conversation with my wife at some point.
That is just kind of like looks around.
She's one of the other death. if you want to take it that way. She's the one that you go past when you're making the nice little walk to the afterlife. She's had some good conversations with your drow here.
I walk away.
Though he doesn't remember them.
Oh.
Doesn't remember. Zan's got a great memory. I'm sure. No, wait. This is beyond a bit of. Yeah, I can understand why Zansk might not remember with greater beings. Sorry, Zanny.
Anyway, goodbye. I have other things to attend to.
Nice meeting you.
What? That's it? Who's
Alice
talking to
waves.
who's talking to your wife?
Oh, that was just me saying one of you will talk to her in the future. Not now.
Oh, all right.
And it'll be a good conversation, I hope, unless you've done something to really piss her off.
Technically, wouldn't we all be talking to her in the future because we all die?
It
Eventually.
just looks.
But the near future.
You get the impression the look you're getting from the person who's just appeared is like a.
I'm gonna elbow Celeste in the kneecaps.
Okay. I'll just. She makes a zippy motion with her mouth.
What is it with wizards trained by Westminster and being a smart ass?
They're trained by Westminster.
Point taken. Last daughter of the Oaks.
She smiles awkwardly and nods and waves. Hi.
It's a long shot, but you'll do. He turns and just walks away.
Did the figure have a bow?
He did.
I know who that is. For fuck's sake.
Do you know, or does Alice know?
I think Alice would figure it out
Roll an intelligence check.
because she was told he was a god now.
The figure of your guildmaster literally puts a hand on your shoulder, turns you to look at her, and a hand, like a finger, just goes. Shh.
She just nods. And yeah, she just nods and is totally playing it cool.
Mm-hmm. The hood and the cowl come down, and you see a pale green-eyed and brown, like deep brown-haired face of Derived Hollow. As she looks at you and goes, right, I believe we need to get to the Parliamentary Palace. I believe you probably want to rest.
I'm alright.
Yes,
Speak for
we
yourself.
We are, because we fight at the ranged. However, those who partake in melee would probably appreciate the rest.
I can do some healing. She looks at the rest of the party if you guys need it. She looks between the two clerics.
Oh, Azantys walked off and he didn't stop walking.
But yeah, she will drop a healing spirit for people to do their thing in. If people need it.
It's okay. I would like to invoke, finally, one of the uses of Sunstone to start healing myself.
As he basically goes full plant man and holds his tree to the sunlight. And as it emanates his own sunlight, so he heals himself like a boss.
I got sunshine.
He's healing himself
on a
from
cloudy day.
It's a druid
the
thing.
sun. From the
Yeah,
sun.
Yes.
he literally has a tree
So
growing out of
he
his arm.
is. So he's
Yeah.
part plant.
He has a tree growing out of his arm. He's literally photosynthesizing back to wellness.
Druid thing. I'm
That's
gonna kind
cool.
of roll my eyes because I kind of wish I could do that, and I will cure wounds myself.
Celeste, that's 3 lots of 6.
Yeah,
for healing.
I'm just
So-
let the humans heal ourselves.
With Zanska's basically gone to find people he can actually help.
So Celeste gets
Maybe
18
just
healing.
Those who are injured have been taken back to the makeshift barracks that are in the sort of the lower levels of the Parliamentary Palace. For those of you who want to heal other people, depending on how you're doing it, we will, if you want to go and help people heal, if you're expending all your resources healing, I will allow you to do so, and you can help the wounded soldiers and guard and whoever is actually savable.
Zanska will.
Okay. Are you going to spend some time healing other people, guys, or are you going to just heal yourselves up and go and sleep?
I'm fine for healing now, thanks to my arm, so I'm going to expend all my spells and lay on hands to heal people.
I'm
I
gonna go
will-
to sleep.
I will
I'm
do
not-
so as well.
I'm all thumbs with healing things, so.
So those of you who can heal, go off and heal. Those of you who can't, I'm assuming would just like to either just rest, I guess, unless you want to try and help. An extra pair of hands helping a trained healer is always appreciated, but
Alice will help in whatever manner help is needed, whether that's with healers, clean up, collecting injured people, whatever, because she's fine. So
you guys spend a good chunk of the rest of your the rest of the day as you are day air quotes as you're burning straight into the night, as this has been going on for quite a long time. You guys, before you guys stop healing, pulling the injured through, the injured go more from just being elves to including dragonborn, including Kenku and other various assorted races that have come with Primor's navy as the injured filter through. Everything you're willing to expend on healing, people will take and people will appreciate. There are a couple of cases where you come across people who are just too far gone, and all you can do is make them comfortable. But you guys make a significant difference to the body count that would have appeared.
I think that's you mentioned that some people are just too far gone and really all you can do is just kind of last right. I think Azantys is going to help with that.
Okay.
She didn't have much left to begin with, so yeah, I think she would probably switch to that. In fact, she would probably have used like the higher level spells for other people instead of herself. So yeah.
Cool. So, people who are dying and given their last rites, you'd note, Azantys, you seem to just almost, it's odd. You just know the appropriate rites for different gods, which is very odd. Like, you weren't consciously aware you knew how to do this. But, like, you get an assortment of different faithful. You get those who are faithful to things like the Mother Bear, those who are faithful to custody. So you get a whole variety of faiths. And you stop thinking about it, you just do, and you know you're doing different funeral rites for different people. And you're like, how did I know? How
did I know? Never mind. Ask questions later.
But you guys, once done, if you want to take a long rest, you are more than welcome for a long rest.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. All my spells.
Yes.
So you guys are all you've done your healing. You head for a long rest.
Yes.
Zanzyk will just meditate
Cool.
what he needs, and then he'll
Okay, so
be continuing to help.
Before we go further, a reminder to Alice, Celeste, and Azantys, remove 10 from your HP because of my aid.
Yes.
as aid expires. Thank you for keeping that bookkeeping that silent. Much obliged.
That temp has expired a long time ago.
So, you all settle in for various types of rest as you're reaching various levels of I just have to snooze now, please. You all settle down and you have that first 4 hours where all of you are asleep. In that time, Azantys, you dream.
Okay.
Your dream is odd to begin with. It's the laughter of children echoing in a forest. It's a memory of home. It's nice. It's pleasant. It's just right with you. You can hear, familiar laughter. You recognize the laughter of your twin brothers or your younger brothers. And
twin younger brothers.
yeah, and you recognize the laughter of your mother as you hear her telling them a story, and them laughing along with it. And you have that image in your mind of your hometown amongst these trees hidden away in the forest not far from Northdale, of the different pulleys and levers that move some of the contraptions to move goods up into this great like elevated structure that is the great like treehouse structures that are your home village. And then you just hear a much darker chuckle. And
Where
then
is
the
it coming from?
laughter just everywhere. It's all around you as you're stood in the town. And then as you're looking around, you just see the like it goes from being this light, joyous image to something much darker. And the laughter of your brothers turns to screams and then to whimpers of fear. And you just hear a very familiar voice. Did you think I was done?
Can I see my family anymore? Can I see my brothers?
No. You're just stood in on the ground in the sort of the town square, the ground level of the town, and just a very familiar figure just walks out in their half-elven form. It's Pargo. Hello again, Azantys.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Oh, I've always been here. I live rent-free in your head.
A lot of good that does you now.
Oh, it does me plenty of good, because it's not just your head. Didn't you ever wonder why your mother's name was in my book? I bet that just eats away at you. But that just eats away, just a little bit. I can hear it eating away in the back of your mind, that nagging, why did Mum know him? Oh, I know it annoys you, but you've had other problems recently. But you should know. You have to go alone, because I'm already here. He gestures at the town. I told you. The body means very little when the blood still runs through veins. So long as a drop of my blood exists, I still exist. And he just goes, bump, bump. And all you can now hear is the beat of your own heart. And then you hear another heart. And another, and another. You might have been not an entire failure. You're still alive. But I did get the process down. You know that much. The blue never dies. Bye-bye. And you snap awake. And you have that cold fever dream, like shivering going through your body. Just as Zanzyk pulls himself from his meditation after he's fully rested. Like, Zanzyk pulls himself too, and you're just looking at him dead in his eyes as he sits up.
What are you doing awake? You okay?
Every beat of your heart. I am inevitable.
I'm guessing that's echoing through her head.
Yeah, that's in your head now.
I'm sorry, what?
You okay?
Just, I think I just need some air.
Well, I was gonna go help on the wall if you start
Okay.
moving stuff if
Okay.
you want to do something.
Okay.
I have two little subjects you hear echo through your mind.
You know what? Never mind. I think I'm just gonna take a walk down the road.
Two twin little subjects from the same stock.
She walks out. She leaves your ass.
Zanzyk looks confused for a second, but will walk out. Are you like running off, or are you?
She's not running. But she looks a little unsteady and is trying to move a little bit faster than just a pleasant stroll.
So Zanzyk's probably keeping up with you, but not like invading your space.
Okay.
But he's definitely keeping an eye on you.
Mm. Where am I?
You were in the ground level or the sub level of the Parliamentary Palace. If you're heading outside, you're walking out into the square that's still relatively untouched as the gnolls didn't actually get here.
Yeah.
But as soon as you walk out, you're greeted by just the smell of death. Because it stinks. There's bodies and blood.
This might not have been a good idea. Are there like walkways on the walls of the palace?
No, I call it a palace. If you've ever seen it's not a castle, it's like a show building. I don't know if you're familiar with the Palace of Westminster, but it's not like walls. It's like they are actually it's like a cathedral. Like you can't walk up on the walls. It's like you'd walk on the roof, but equally those levels are out like out of bounds at the moment. Like you can walk around the town.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I feel like as she exits it, I don't feel like the smell would have automatically phased her. I feel like she would have been focusing pretty hard on the voice and trying to, not, trying to appear at least somewhat sane so that Zanzyk would stop fucking following her. If she still knows that Zanzyk's back there, I just had a nightmare. We just got through a fucking battle. Give me a minute.
Okay, as long as you're sure you're okay.
I would think she's still getting echoey voices.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Just hear that
okay.
word. You just hear that phrase. I am inevitable. Just burns into the back of your mind, and you can just hear your own heartbeat in your ears.
Yeah, that's really fucking me up.
You can almost hear your own blood running through your veins.
Oh, that sucks. Does Zanzyk stop following?
I think he would eventually, because he'd find something to do.
Okay.
There's enough wounded that Zanzyk would be easily distracted by the people that are still being brought in because there's still fighting going on in other parts of the city.
Then he would be healer's kit doing his doctor thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Azantys would try to leave Zanzyk behind. Might actually still be passing people, and if anybody's paying attention, they would hear her be like, "What do you want? What do you go away?" And just trying to pull herself together, but she can't.
And as you keep talking to yourself, just those words that he's already spoken to in your dream, and in those moments where you were or waking up with the start, just keep hearing those words, those same words. And you can just hear ringing in your ears, this like your own blood running through your veins, and just the laughter of your brothers.
You leave them alone. Leave them alone. Your fight is with me. It's not with them.
Oh, you have such pride if you think that my fight is with you. You and your kin are annoying. This kin you've found.
They didn't do anything.
No. You are my insurance policy. And your brothers will be useful.
What did you do? I think by now, like her voice is, she's raising her voice and like actually starting to lose it.
Oh, dear Azantys.
What did you do with them?
Why don't you ask your mother?
So where am I now? I've stormed off somewhere. Yeah.
You're just in it's someone's house. You find yourself stopped in someone's house. You just hear the ticking of a clock as you're looking at like this old grandfather clock. And just in your reflection, on the side of your body where you have the scales on your arm, one of your eyes in this reflection just for a moment is like it's a slit pupil and it's glowing yellow like a dragon's eye. And just on the other side is your normal eye.
I think she would have freaked out and hit the clock. Where her face is.
You just punch the clock.
Yeah.
And you just grab as your hand goes through being cut by the glass,
Mm-hmm.
it stops ticking. And you pull your hand out and you've now cut your hand. You can take 3 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, okay.
And
so
just blood
she would react to that.
knuckles.
That hurts like fuck. Yeah. Okay.
So back at yourself.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not hearing it anymore?
No. Then the clock starts ticking again and the glass just pulls itself back into place.
What?
And you just see faintly as you look back into what was now once shattered glass, you watch it stitch itself back together. Hanging around your neck is a faintly glowing hourglass.
Is this new?
This is a part of your holy symbol is now glowing.
I'm gonna I'm gonna pull it out and look at it. Has my holy symbol changed? In fact, I think I wouldn't have even. That's weird. I am still good, right? I'm not hearing shit.
No, you're not hearing shit. You hold it like this odd sense of peace and clarity runs out, like just runs through your blood for a second. Like it's like a cold. It's almost like ice going through your veins. It's just that moment of it just stops you for a moment. You ground yourself. Then the clock starts ticking again.
She walks out of the house. She's got her holy symbol in one hand, which for a moment she does remember that she didn't bring it with her. Like she takes that stuff off when she goes to bed. Mm-hmm. She didn't put it back on before she left. Mm-hmm. She knows she didn't. But now it's here.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got the holy symbol in one hand. She kind of eyeballs her hand for a second. She's gonna head back for the palace.
Mm-hmm. It's still early hours. Like you've not experienced the benefit of your full rest yet, because you need to just get back to sleep ASAP if you want that rest. But it's not going to come easy.
No, it's not at all.
Great for you.
I need to find Kellum.
Okay. You know which floors have the royal guard on those? You were escorted through one of them, if memory serves.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to sacrifice the long rest to this, or are you going to go sleep first?
I'm going to sacrifice the long rest.
Okay. So you head back into the palace. Zanzyk, you would note Azantys heading back inside, though she doesn't head through the door you're expecting her to.
I'd probably give her a cursory. Kind of check over, see if she's okay. From
her hand is dripping blood slightly, but other than that, she seems unfazed.
And she probably, I would say that Azantys probably doesn't even acknowledge that you're there. She looks like she's on a mission.
I think Zanzyk would probably whisper like a healing word,
mm-hmm.
and then turn as if he's carrying on, because I think he got that she kind of wanted her own space, but he's not really wanting to let her.
Yeah.
So,
Azantys, you don't notice, but your hand just heals itself.
Sorry, it was only the 9.
I mean, it's probably still got blood dripping from it, and I doubt that she's paying enough attention to really know. So
you walk in, you head up the stairs towards what is essentially the main parliamentary chamber, and there's a royal guard just sort of leaning against the reinforced doorway that leads into these chambers. He just looks down at you and is like, "Can I help you? This area is restricted."
I'm aware, and I'm sorry. I need to find Kellum.
You wish to speak to Lord Dawnhollow? Lord Malbec Dawnhollow. The guard corrects himself as the DM makes a minor slip.
She kind of shakes her head, realizing that she's being very not polite as well. Yes. Listen, the danger may not be over. I think he should be made aware.
There is still active fighting going across different parts of the city.
I know, but that may not be all.
From a persuasion check. 25. Okay, cool. The guards just looks at you for a long moment and take 3 steps back.
She will do so.
The guard sort of opens the door, slightly leans back, and you hear him speak words. They don't make any sense to you at all. Okay. It's very clear this is code.
Okay.
You catch your name amongst one of those words. Your first name, which you haven't given this guard, but they appear to just know who you are.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
A couple of moments pass, and the guy is just watching you. The door opens, and out walks Kellum Malbec Dawnhollow. Hello, he waves. He's essentially looks like he was partway through getting ready to sleep. He essentially has like his normal trousers on, but he has like a pajama shirt.
I'm gonna wave at him with the bloody hand.
Okay, you know where the infirmary is, right? Like you don't need to. You got a bit of a bloody problem.
Yeah. I need your help.
Do I need to go and get my armor on? because my wife will kick my ass if I'm out after a certain time, especially here.
No, not like well, I don't think that's necessary right now.
Okay, what do you need?
I need to contact Ricklin.
Okay. That's slightly more feasible than you believe. He looks like he pats in his pockets. Where did I put the? He pulls out a little bag and he's like, "Sorry, 1 second." He dips his hand in, pulls out one. It's got like a little stone that has like a tag like attached to it. Nope. Puts it back in the bag. Pulls out another one. Nope, that's defunct. Drops it back in the bag. Come on. So where is it? Bastard's always the last one I find. Pulls it out. Here you go. Cool. Do you want to meet him somewhere? Like I can ask. He still owes me a couple.
That may be for the best.
Do you want me to ask him to meet you guys at your home, like in the tavern you have in Frey Hollow? Like what?
No, here as soon as possible.
Okay.
I know.
It's like
I know.
Early hours here, right? Like it's
Yeah.
getting on to the beginning of the day. He's gonna be fast asleep right now.
Okay.
And
Remember back in Frey Hollow, she's starting to get a bit more frantic now. Remember back in Frey Hollow, we killed the dragon, right?
Yes, I'm aware.
He's not
of that.
dead. He's not dead.
Okay, that's interesting information. A dragon that dies but doesn't die. Not the first time this has happened. Was it Ricklin's father dealt with an undead dragon once? Very recently, in fact, in Frey Hollow. Look, I'll tell you what. Go and get some sleep because clearly you're very frantic and very upset. Once we get to what is an acceptable time in Northdale, I will send him.
He's in Northdale?
Yes, it's where his temple is. It's where he's like the Grand Cathedral of the New Gods is. He's like the head priest. He doesn't leave all the time. I mean, other than
I have to talk to him. I have to talk to him. I have to talk to him.
Okay. Whoa, okay. Look, go and get some more sleep. Think it over. Compose yourself. Because as good as a counselor as he is, you don't want to see him first thing in the morning before he's had coffee. He is a bastard. Okay?
Okay.
Genuinely, go and get some sleep with your friends. Take a deep breath. Enjoy the sleep. I will send to him first thing in the morning, and hopefully I will emphasize the necessity of him arriving on time for when my wife wishes to talk to you.
Please.
And my wife,
Please.
if my wife can make a conversation. Otherwise, he will be there when I talk to you in the morning. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Go and get some sleep. Everyone's had a very fraught couple of day or so.
I think before she turns, she's not able to stop herself from starting to cry.
He's just like you almost hear him take a deep breath. Look, as soon as I can get a message to him that he will reasonably hear, because I don't know if he's got his sending stone on him, I will get a message to him, all right? I will tell him he needs to be here, and it's a matter of due urgency for one of the faithful, all right? Sorry it's not immediate, but people don't get sendings very well when they're sleeping.
I know.
Okay?
Okay. And she'll nod and head back out.
Okay. Zanzyk, you have multiple hours to do the thing, the healing thing.
He's just healing and helping.
Okay.
And
So we get to the following morning. Azantys, sleep is fitful and unpleasant for you. You do still get the benefit of a long rest because I'm nice. Okay. And you're going to probably you might well want that in the long run. You guys all wake up. Azantys is looking tired than you guys and has tear tracks down her face, but she is awake and still with you guys. Zanzyk, you know about when it's time for your friends to be waking up. Just out of sheer, my body clock knows when they wake up because that's how this works.
I'd probably I'll talk to Flicker and tell him to go wake Retsam and drag him down to me.
Retsam, you were awoken 5 minutes before everybody else by a boot smacking you in the face.
I recognize the boot.
You do.
Where do I recognize the boot from?
From Alice's foot.
Right, I get dressed, I leave the boot somewhere as close as I can get the boot to Alice while still being awkwardly far away from Alice. Mm-hmm. And then
it's left just out of Alice. She says she has to walk at least one step on the cold flagstones with her bare foot.
And then I head my way for a jaunty.
The blink dog guides you back to Zanzyk.
I just imagine that he like blinks inch by inch forward because I'm not going fast enough.
Yeah, it's just like foot by foot, like
Comes up, walks behind you, tries to nudge you forward.
go faster, go faster, go faster. I don't have time for this.
5 minutes later, you hear Alice going, Flicker!
Dogs, Retsam and
why
Zanzyk don't
are
hear
you
that.
yelling?
Retsam and Zanzyk don't hear that, but the dog's ears twitch.
Why are you yelling?
Dog stole my shoe. Where is it?
Oh,
Alice
And then
is,
she sees it and sighs.
go look for it. She'll turn.
She'll get up and get her boot. It's like, Celeste, it's time to get up. She will pull the blanket off Celeste.
Cold.
Get up.
Fine.
Got 5 minutes and it's a bucket of water.
She's awake. She sits up. I'm awake. Good morning.
Suddenly glad he only sleeps for 4 hours.
Azantys, you get to watch that interaction between the two of them.
The most you might get out of her is like a fate grin. I don't think she's really in a state to be enjoying the humor.
Cool. So Retsam is led out to Zanzyk. Is there anything you're particularly looking for, Zanzyk?
Yes. Retsam. Azantys had a nightmare earlier, and she was stomping around, and then there was blood on her hands. And I'm not exactly her favorite person. She probably needs someone to talk to.
You know where she is?
I think I saw her stomping back up to bed. She looked like she was upset.
There's a cough between you guys, like off to one side.
Turn.
Callum has stood there. You two with me now, please.
I follow. After I finish bandaging the person I was bandaging.
I precede Zanzyk.
Callum strides back to the room where you guys were staying, knocks on the door. I hope you guys are decent.
They may be dressed, but they're never decent.
He just looks at Red
Come
Sam.
in.
The door opens and Callum McDonald sticks his head through the gap. You three, decent. Main hall now, please.
Alice will follow out.
Azantys just gets out of bed like she was already dressed.
What is it if you don't get your ass out of bed? I would tell Westminster that you're being a lazy shit.
Fuck, I'm
I
awake.
think he already knows that.
I'm even more awake. Hey, look here. I'm not that lazy.
Westminster's report says otherwise.
I get the job done, okay? She grumbles as she starts getting dressed.
The fact, A, that you can't tell that was a lie, and B, the fact you just accepted that, tells me a lot about your relationship with Westminster and how lazy you actually are. Come on, I don't have time for games.
Still one of his students.
Look, I've pissed off a very powerful cleric because I was asked to. How about we go and have a nice little chat?
Oh, that makes
Alice is
things
already
even
out the
better.
door.
That makes things even better. Okay, well.
Let's go.
Why are we pissing off clerics?
Because I was asked very nicely. And now I owe the fucking cleric some fucking alcohol and fucking card game bastard.
Azantys walks past everybody.
Callum is striding ahead of you like he doesn't even need to. You can't outrun him. Sorry.
I presume Zanzyk is kind of just keeping up with.
Alright. She'll get dressed.
So,
Clothing.
you guys are led very briskly into the main parliamentary hall, but there's a number of people milling around. They look to be generals and officials. You recognise the armoured elf from yesterday. Still got her greatsword and is still leaning on it, almost casually. The Queen is sat in essentially the Speaker's chair of Parliament, or for you guys, for Congress or Senate, whichever one it is that has the big fancy wooden seat and elevated dais. I fucking remember. And she is speaking with what looks to be several advisors, some of them local, some of them clearly wood elves, and sat being given a very, very large berth as a pair of individuals. You recognise your guildmaster in more casual clothing, as in not her battle armour, sat next to a cleric who is in battle armour. He's got a shield put down in front of him, and he is like leaning on his knees, his fingers like steepled, glowering at anyone who dares approach within 5 feet of him. He is pointedly ignoring the elf that sat next to him. He has his like pale purple skin. He's clearly a half drow, pair of goggles wrapped like dangling around his neck. There is what looks to be what can only be described as a takeaway cup of coffee sat on the desk in front of him, which he is glaring at periodically and picks up and sips from time to time. Every time he sips, there's an attendant about 5 feet or 10 feet to the left. The attendant grimaces every time he takes too long sipping it. Like, he might have been a bit rude to somebody. He sees you enter, just sort of points and makes the come here gesture.
Zayas just looks confused, but wanders in that direction.
Just a pain grimace on Azantys' face, but does walk over.
Kel just grins and goes, "Oh, I'm going to enjoy this," and vaults up over the different seats.
You were so nice about it last night.
I am. I'm still nice about it. Don't worry. He's a teddy bear. Just don't play him at cards. I swear he cheats.
Right.
There's a mumble from his sibling who's sat next to the guy. He goes, "You cheat, dumbass." So you guys essentially can take seats in these different chairs around them, if you so wish. The cleric said, "Well, good job surviving. I hate to have to do funeral rites for some people that I actually deem as relatively competent, even if one of you was trained by Westminster."
Alice chuckles.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I'm sorry, I can't hear over the sound of your own self-importance. Right. Sorry, was that too much for this time in the morning? Time zones, they're a bitch. So.
Apologize for that.
It's fine. It's fine. I have sympathy for. He points at Azantys because my dad's a dick. Now.
I wasn't expecting a show out of it.
You won't get a show. We'll have a conversation you need to have in private. That's absolutely fine.
Okay.
I believe
probably for the best.
I believe your guildmaster wants to talk to the rest of your compatriots. I just happen to be, I don't know, a grumpy sideshow. Picks up his coffee cup and sips it. He offers you his hand.
She'll take it.
And they will walk off to one of the to a slightly different area, just out of earshot of the rest of you.
You look at Retsam.
Alice looks to the guildmaster and nods. Good morning.
She nods.
And then I turn back.
Good morning to you all. Although, from what I gather, it's not a good morning for one of you. She nods her head towards where Azantys has gone.
She is upset.
I can imagine battle is not always something that's pleasant, and the nightmares that come after it are not great either. At least, thankfully, this wasn't a foe that was motivated by illusions about what they were fighting for. These were monsters, and we put them down. For that, you have my thanks. I wasn't expecting you all to arrive, and the fact you did come and prove as exceptionally helpful as you did means a great deal to me and shows us in a very good light as members of the guild. So, thank you. Her Majesty has already said she's putting up a retroactive bounty to ensure that you're compensated adequately.
That is appreciated.
She nods. I could not possibly pay for it out of my own coffer, given that would look like favoritism, and unfortunately I must be very careful about that sort of thing.
I'll be honest, we hadn't really intended to take part in the water until we were here, but...
Well, then you stumbled across an opportunity that's probably earned you quite a good amount of money, and possibly a favour from your guildmaster should you require it. She raises an eyebrow. I trust what the Queen deems sufficient, and a favour for myself is adequate compensation.
More than.
She nods very slowly. But you all seem to be uninjured, and I have heard you've been helping with the healing and all the funeral rites, so that is also appreciated. Does us more favours as a PR stunt, I suppose, if you want to call it that. She grimaces.
I'm just doing my duty.
She nods, and that is why we are popular. I'm glad you don't have to think in terms of PR, because I think it is ridiculous. But nonetheless, I'm told how you appear to other people is important. And despite my habits, I do have to appear before people, which sucks.
The
Alice smiles.
no demon lord thing is not the only demon lord that walks this plane.
Those are words, she says, pointing at you, Zanzyk, that I do not want to hear. Given the demon lord we've just dealt with killed my father and damn near killed my brother, on top of leading a horde that did kill several 100,000 people and potentially cause the extinction of a nation.
It's funny you mentioned that. There is a Drow city empire that has sworn off its houses as the last of them survive.
As significant as them swearing off their houses and the fact that their part of the Underdark is falling to whatever is besieging them, you'll forgive me if due to personal reasons I can't find much in my heart to give a shit. They are Drow and they are slavers and they have taken our people and they will continue to take our people regardless of what happens.
They are innocent.
Is a Drow ever innocent? She says, looking straight at you, Zanzyk.
Yes.
Look at your society. It lives off murder, deception, and death.
My society does not represent all people within said society.
Which is why there are accepted Drow populations on the surface. Because they either die or they escape. You'll forgive me, some of my vitriol is due to personal experience. My mother was subject to the machinima of the Drow and their kidnapping attempts.
Be that as it may, I'm off books for a while.
Indeed. Then, for whatever you wish to do, you will not receive any guilt.
Because as much as you despise the Drow, it won't stop once it destroys that city.
It won't. I'm sure it won't. But I cannot condone something like that. If one Drow city goes extinct, that is one less threat we have to account for.
And how long till it then makes its way to the surface?
She shrugs, and then we will deal with it.
I'm off books.
She nods. Then for whatever you wish to do while you're off the books, you will receive no official guild support.
He shrugs.
She just spends a second looking at you to see if you actually heard what she said and what she meant rather than what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. And with that...
He sat there very calmly. He's not...
Mm-hmm. To reiterate, you shall receive no official guild support.
Of course.
She nods. And with that, we're going to cut sideways to the conversation between Ricklin and Azantys, as I know we are running a little bit shy on time. Azantys. Ricklin basically takes your hand and guides you over to one side. He just makes just 1 second. He holds his coffee cup up and just there's this, it almost feels like this like wobble in the air before he goes, right, that's that. They won't overhear us now. So what has you so upset that you have to call me from the other side of the world? Not that I'm saying that's a bad thing. I appreciate you need to talk.
Like as soon as he took her hand and she was facing away from everyone, like you could tell like she just wanted to cry. So like when they actually get over there and he turns around, does his thing and looks at her in the face, like she's almost not on her feet anymore. Like she's just in tears.
He sort of looks at you and goes, he looks to see who's looking. He's like, for fuck's sake. He like literally the armor comes off of his torso, like it takes itself off of his body and like stands like it's a suit of armor behind him. Okay. You hear him very quietly, like a Sidju mode, as he crouches down. He just wraps you in a hug.
Oh.
He's like, he pats you awkwardly on the back. He goes, sorry, I'm not good at hugs, but yeah.
He's not dead. He's not really dead. And she's just trying to catch her breath and
he really awkwardly like rubs your back like he's trying to comfort you, but he's like, you get the impression he's done this at least once before, but it's a while back and he's not really good at this. But he's trying really hard because clearly you need the help.
It didn't have wings in the way.
Yeah, and he's like avoiding your wings, like he's trying really awkwardly not to like.
Oh yeah, because I don't tie those down anymore. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's like really
Okay.
awkward, like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm gonna help. So, okay,
and
okay,
and so
okay,
she's
okay.
just she's trying to spit out words like he's
Okay,
not.
Don't. Okay. Breathe in through the nose. Okay.
And
No.
and she'll
Hold
she'll
it.
try to.
And then out. Okay. Okay. Right. Now, here's what we do. He looks over, sticks his head out of the forest, and goes to the attendant and goes, I need a cup of tea. For this one. Now, please. He's like, I was really grumpy about my drink situations. They said the attendant would get me anything I wanted, and I need tea, so I asked nice, right?
That was nice.
I swear it's because I'm half drowned. I think I'm scary as shit.
I mean, to be fair, you were pretty scary as shit when I walked in, so.
He shrugs. I've had like 3 hours sleep. Sue me.
I know. I'm sorry.
He leans over and takes a cup of tea. Don't be sorry. It's fine. He hands you the cup of tea. But I have to look scary as sin to some people because it's funny. He hands you a cup of tea. Right. Okay. I'm not going to make you talk. Okay. I'm going to say some things, and I want you just say yes or no. Okay. Okay. How do I phrase this delicately? It's his first thought. Shit. The big scaly thing isn't dead.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so no, he's not dead. Okay. So yes, he's not dead, or no, he's not dead.
He's not dead.
Okay. You don't need to say anything. I'll get to good yes or no questions in a second. Sorry, my apologies. Okay. Is he a lich? Do you know what a lich is?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he is though.
Okay. What do you want to do? How can I help you? That's not a yes, no question. I'm really failing at this one. Sorry.
So she'll kind of take a second and take a little bit of the tea and try to stop shaking for one.
If you're having
That's not
problems with the
working very
shakes,
well, but
I told them not to put. I mentally told them. I glared at them to say no sugar. I don't know if they got that, but take a deep breath if you're struggling with the shakes. Just in through the nose, count to 10, then out through the mouth. Okay.
and she'll do so.
Okay.
So you know what happened to me, right?
I'm aware of certain particulars, and I have gleaned certain insights through different methods. Yes.
That's how he's doing it. And it's not just me. There's other people like me out there, and he can talk to me. And she's like she's not trying to not shake anymore. Like it's just happening.
Okay.
You're in Northdell.
I am.
Have you seen anything?
Not especially. Northdell is quite a large city, and there's a huge population growth there. It's difficult to see, trees for the forest, as it were.
Okay, the village outside of Northdell.
There's several villages on the main roads.
Starglen.
Oh, that's the gnome and halfling one that's in the forests.
Yes. He says he's there.
Okay.
And I think he's using my family. I think he's done something to my brothers, and somehow my mom is involved. And I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
And she's losing it again.
He just leans forward and awkwardly wraps you in a hug. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Now, I think the best thing to do is try and gather more information, and just, I know this sounds counterintuitive, but not to panic about it. You've got to remind creatures like that, they want to inspire fear. They want to control your actions by making you paranoid and second guess, and they want to manipulate your emotions. Dragons, especially chromatic ones, have always been like that. They will do anything they can to control, manipulate, assert, and to essentially to bring you into their control and make your actions predictable. Okay? I think that you need to investigate this more. If nothing else, you should go home. See them. Your mother, your father, if he's there, he shrugs. Your brothers, go home. Or if you can't stand to go home just yet, come back with me to the temple. There's plenty of room, and it'll be a good base of operations. Very few people, the church is held in high esteem. It's not gonna.
Can I do that?
If you need to, the grand the grand temple is literally anyone of any faith of the new gods is more than welcome. Like, even of the old gods, as they pass from this realm to another, are more than welcome to seek refuge there. If you need it, it's there. The door is always open.
I can't stay here.
I don't think anyone wants to stay here. If you smelt outside.
I don't mean like that.
He tries desperately to make a joke.
I think she does. I think she does manage a chuckle there. I don't mean that. I mean,
sorry, gallows humor. Shrugs.
She does manage a chuckle at that. I don't know how powerful he is, and until I know that, and until I can figure out how to stop it from controlling me and overtaking me, I can't be here. I can't be here.
Well, if nothing else, come to the temple. My father, he gestures to the holy symbol, chose you for a reason and has given you, if nothing else, the strength to make a choice. As difficult as choices are, they're all like the first step in the journey is almost always the most difficult.
And that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid he's taken it.
You can't control other people's decisions. But you have a choice. And if you are worried about these dreams, come to the temple. It's the place where my father's influence is strongest. Perhaps it will shelter you from whatever it is this creature is doing.
Okay.
He sort of pats your shoulder reassuringly. Still crouching to your height. Like he's gone to your height for this. He's treating you like genuinely straight up as an equal. He's not looking down at you.
Yeah.
He has weird, like, mismatched colored eyes. He's just like, but I'm not telling your friends. You have to tell them.
Okay.
But I can take both of us back to the temple. He snaps things like that.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
If you're not too slow about it, we might even make it back for morning prayer. He smirks. It's my favorite one.
Okay.
They have
I'll make it fast.
They have like a big gallon thing of coffee just for me. And I might share
I
it
can
with you.
imagine that's why it's your favorite.
Yep. Most of the time. Unless it's a Thursday. They put the wrong person on the coffee duty on Thursday. There.
That doesn't sound good.
No, I have the tea on Thursday. He sort of stands up, offers you. So he tries to offer you his arm, but there's just a height difference problem. So offers you his hand and walk you back over to your friends.
Okay.
So the rest of the party had this conversation with with Gavin, your guildmaster, and then Rick and the half drow cleric leads Azantys back over. Azantys has a cup of tea in one hand, and she looks very much like she's been crying. And Rickland just rests his hand on her shoulder once they're back over, reassuringly just pats on the shoulder.
I'm leaving. It's really all she can manage. You just hear her go, I'm leaving.
Leaving.
Pargo's influence is stronger than we thought. And I can't put you in danger like that. I have to figure out how to stop it.
We I think we all know there is still something going on with Pargo. You've been evidence of that. I don't think anyone wants you to go, but if you think that you must, when the time comes to fight Pogo, we'll still be here. Won't we?
Zanzyk nods.
Alice nods and just gives Azantys a big hug.
And Celeste hasn't even met him yet. She doesn't have a choice. She'll join us.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
what?
mean, it's kind of like a ritual, right? If you're part of the Wandering Party, you have to be able to...
Hey, you
In
turn up and
fairness-
within a week you fight a dragon. That's kind of what we do, right?
Satan,
Oh,
don't you
whoa,
owe
whoa,
Pogo
whoa.
at least one more death?
Yes! Yeah, no, at least 2.
Oh, 2. You got to even the ledger, you know?
No, I must beat him.
Hold on. I got dragged into a war, and now you're gonna drag me to a dragon?
The half-drow
so-
cleric looks you dead in the eye at Celeste and goes, "That's
What
chump
did you
change
say?
for these guys. That's chump change."
I'm gonna
Another
like
dragon too.
I mean, it's better than sitting on my butt reading books in a
I think
dusty old
anything's better
library.
than spending time with Westminster. So
Yep, just
In-
remember, Westy wanted you to come with us for a reason.
And Raiklin
Yeah,
pipes
he
up, and
wants you all to babysit
can't-
me.
can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe that's why Westminster sent you with them for the dragon fights. You'd be the first wizard in, 2.5 centuries to fight a dragon? Westminster's most famous for dragon slaying. That's what set him up to be successful. Maybe he's trying to set you up for success in the same way he succeeded. I don't know. The man's mind is peculiar. Is
I don't
the
know.
word that he settles on.
Azantys lets go of Ricklin's hand and walks over to Celeste, and if she can, will grab both of your hands, even though
What?
big height difference.
Okay,
They'll tell you everything.
I'm sure they will. Either through drinks or just
Mostly drinks.
out camping in the middle of the woods. I don't know.
That too. There would probably be drinks involved there too.
I
It's a
don't
cough.
drink.
It's a cough from the cleric as he takes a flask and toasts Retsam. Always the drink. And he swigs for the flask.
I don't drink, but I'll still listen.
Just ask Chris to pass you some apple juice. It's very good.
I think Zanzyk will wait until, like, she kind of steps away and he'll hug her. But as he does, he kind of whispers down, "Take care, little sister."
You too. And it's a bit strained because we never really made up.
No.
If you remember, we never actually made up. So there's tangible tension there.
Mm-hmm. But you could tell Zanzyk means it. He's not.
I think through the momentary thought of, oh, okay, she does too.
Mm.
Be careful. And she'll walk over to Alice.
Alice just gives you another big hug and says, "Family."
You watch these fuckers, okay?
I'm not going anywhere. Don't worry.
And she'll walk over to Retsam.
Retsam's just going to be like, "This bump tiny dwarf, always a wanderer, no matter where you wander." And then he'll just like throw a mark of Gond. Don't lose that. You got like 17 of them now, but you don't lose any of them.
And she'll kind of straighten up for a second for the first time since she's walked over here and be like, "I will be back as soon as I can."
You will wander back as soon as you can.
Whatever you want to call it.
I'm putting my foot down on that. We don't travel, we wander.
She kind of looks down at your foot to make sure you're not about to do something dumb.
Raiklин's just like, somewhere there was an earthquake.
New quest, put foot down.
I think she would I think she's got the coin in her hand, and she would reach up to hug you.
You gotta get lost in my beard.
And Azantys was
I
never
don't
seen
think-
again.
Too late. I can't see her. She's gone.
Right,
She's absconded with the mark, as the Ricklin says. Sorry, I had to get one in. Couldn't resist.
Yeah, after that, I think she would go back to Ricklin. You can tell she's still white knuckling the coin for all it's worth.
Ricklin offers you his hand again.
She'll take it.
Okay. I believe we best be off. The Guildmaster nods. She looks at you as and just, I'll make sure your cut of their money gets to you. And remember, the guild house is always open to you. You'll stay on the books.
Right.
Okay? Everyone has their own path to trend. What's the expression? Not all those who wander are lost. It's appropriate, isn't it?
Except for us.
That doesn't surprise me. You let Retsam have a map. She smirks.
Isn't that why we got the ranger?
I thought you got the ranger to kill the dragon.
No, you have to stop us getting lost.
Oh,
yeah, we
my
could have killed the
bad.
dragon without you dropping your bow.
You guys see Kellum and Ricklin sort of exchange a conversation by looking at each other and like nodding. And Ricklin's goes, so next Thursday then? Kellum's like, yes, next Thursday. Not betting any more stupid fucking favours, you dumbass. The cleric just smirks. Right, we best be
Azantys
off.
squeezes Ricklin's hand.
What? It's not my fault he's bad at cards. Ricklin turns and starts to lead Azantys away towards like a corner of the room where there are no doors. He's like, well, do you know what? He's bad at poker and he doesn't understand that, you know, the cleric of fate can see the future. Who knew, right? And you both disappear in a flash of divine energy as he word recalls you both back away to a temple on the other side of the world.
I feel like that's cheating. I just kind of lean over and say to Retsam,
I would say you might be able to do that one day, but you're
No.
a druid, so I don't know if you will.
I just had a thought. What would happen if you had a time wizard and the cleric of fate in a card game?
A lot of fuckery that my brain can't comprehend this early.
Kevin
yeah,
was
I'm
just
out
like,
for that game.
no, nothing good for my wallet.
Wow.
And that, guys, is where we're going to draw it to close for the